Hello everybody, happy new year, happy 2020 and all that good stuff. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas break and new year. And to be perfectly honest, I have not worn a stitch of makeup the entire year, and today I think it's the 10th. It's the 11th. It's the 11th of January and I haven't worn any makeup at all because I have been relaxing. I have been spring cleaning, I've been planning out the year and just getting ready and excited about all the exciting things to come. So I thought today I would do my makeup for you, since I haven't done this on camera for a long time, and I thought what I would do is I would take you through all my makeup favorites of 2019, because that way I can get ready, you can see the products as they're sitting on my skin, and I can talk you through why they are my favorites rather than just showing you an image of the product itself. So hopefully this is helpful. So to start off with, I'm using my favorite foundation of 2019. It's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Foundation, and it is in the shade 11 Vanilla, because I'm as pale could be, and I could probably go one shade paler than this because I have no tan and I have not been in the sun, but hey ho. So this foundation I absolutely love, even though my skin is naturally quite dry and in need of hydration. I like it because it sits very nicely on the skin, and it gives you this like Estee Lauder double wear finish. So it just sits really nicely on the skin, and it is an extremely affordable price point. I'm going to go in with a bit of concealer, and the concealer that I have been using this year, using and loving, is an expensive one. It is the YSL Touche Eclat, and this is the shade 2, which is perfect for me. This is a beautiful concealer. I know a couple years ago people were raving about it all over YouTube and it was getting a lot of hype, and when I did finally add it to my collection, I wondered whether it would live up to the hype, and to be honest, it sits so flawlessly on my skin that I don't know what I would do without it at this point in time. So before this one I was actually using a drugstore concealer for many years, and I'm just going to go in with my damp beauty blender. This is the Real Technique sponge. It's not actually a beauty blender, and I like both. I don't have a preference. I'm just going to lightly buff that into the skin and into the foundation. And yeah, so as I was saying, before the YSL one, I was using what is that brand? Is it Catrice? Catrice, yes, Catrice. I was using that one, and I think it's about 140 rand, and it's amazing. It's a full coverage concealer. It's absolutely gorgeous. So if I didn't have this YSL, I would probably just continue using that, because the other brands tend to cake on my skin, and you know, when you're spending a lot of money on a concealer, the worst thing that can possibly happen is that it cakes. So this foundation I find doesn't even need a powder. Sorry, this foundation and this concealer, I don't find that I need to powder this, because it is a velvety finish and it doesn't crease. Now I haven't put on a ton. I could go heavier than this, but I think I'm going to leave it. The bronzer that I've absolutely been loving this year is from Urban Decay. It's Urban Decay Sin Palette, which I believe may have been a limited edition. I think that you can buy this individually though. The shade that I'm absolutely crazy about is Paranoid, and it is so beautiful. Up until this point I've been using Hoola Bronzer by Benefits, and I still love that one. I still have that sitting right next to me. But my absolute favorite these days is Paranoid by Urban Decay. I'm going back to an oldie but a really goodie. This is called the Maybelline Master Strobing Stick. It is a highlighting stick. It's called an illuminating highlighter, and it's just a wind-up thing like this. I'm not even sure if they still sell them. I really hope they do. I actually found it in my makeup drawer and I've been obsessed with it since I found it. I don't know why I didn't use it more when I first got it, but I probably had something else in my drawer that I was even more obsessed with. But now that I've found it, I've found that it's the most beautiful foundation laying of a highlighter. It's just so lovely. It just adds a dewy effect to my skin. I can kind of just go a little bit wild with this because it is natural, so it's not going to make you look super shiny or super highlighted or anything. It's just going to give you this healthy, beautiful glow to your skin, which I love. It looks very natural. So once that's nicely buffed in, I will still go in with some more powdered highlighter, but for now that's what I'm going to do. In terms of blush, I fell in love with blush many moons ago, and it is still my absolute favorite, Bobbi Brown, and this is Rose Blush. So literally I just tap and then swish, tap, swish. Need a little bit more there. Tap, swish, tap, swish. And just to give some color, after you've added foundation, you generally need a little bit of color back to your cheeks so you don't look too washed out. And this one, I just love a pink blush. I just love it. So I'm just gonna blend that in a little bit, and then we move on to my favorite highlighter of 2019, which is also going to come from the Urban Decay palette, the Sin palette. And my favorite highlighter is, of course, Sin. It's that one right there, and it's beautiful. It's so light. It doesn't have a color to it. It's more pearlescent, and especially on pale skin, it's actually quite hard to get a highlighter to show without it being like a bronzer or something like that. And it builds on the Maybelline highlighter and just gives me a little bit of a glow. So for eyes, I'm going to start off with Urban Decay YDK, and this is just an individual shadow that I really love. It's just a beautiful soft brown, and I'm going to add that around the crease of my lid. And this color tends to draw out the blue in my eye, so it's obviously a really good contrast on the color wheel to my eye, and it adds a little something. After that, I'm going to go in with an old MAC one, and this one the color is actually gone, but it is Orb. I've always loved this one. It's a very natural shade, so I mean, this is a throwback to my early videos on YouTube. And I'm just going to pop that around the center of my lid. You could probably start off with this shade. Then my favorite dark shade for the crease or for the outer edges is also an oldie but a goodie, and this is Embark, also by MAC. It is a beautiful shade. If you don't have it, you need it. Just trust me on it. It's like a really dark, warm brown. I'm going to now go in with a flat brush, and I'm going to go back in with the Sin palette, and I'm going to use Sin again. I'm just going to tap there, tap it off, and then what I'm going to do is use my Fix Plus, which is another favorite from 2019 and probably will always be, to be perfectly honest. So I'll just give that a little bit of a spray so that it's got a little bit of moisture on it, and I'll just go in and put that on the center of my lid. So I'm just going to drag that down in the inner corners of my eyes, because this really opens up your eyes. It makes a big difference, I find. So I'm just going to add that down there, and then finally what I'm going to do is just add that same color and add it under my brow, just a little bit. So now, if you've been watching my videos, you would have seen that I had my eyebrows microbladed, and I've actually had them done twice now. Well, I did the initial appointments and then the follow-up appointments, but between the initial and the follow-up, my brows completely faded away. Like, I don't know if the dye was the right one or the size of the blade or whatever it was, but my body didn't absorb the ink. So I've had them done again, and I'm actually very happy with how they're looking right now. So there's not much to do for them. So what I'm going to do is something that I used to do ages and ages ago. So I'm going to take Mystery by MAC, and I'm going to put this on a flat brush, which is also like throwback days. If you watched my videos years ago, this is what I used to do. And to be honest, when I'm going to work, I don't really do anything since having them microbladed. Before, I would have gone in with a Benefit brow product, the Brow Wiz. I would have gone in with that and just quickly given my brows some shape. But now that they've got some shape, I'm just leaving them alone and hoping that it doesn't fade again. So cross your fingers for me that it doesn't disappear, because once they're done, my goodness, do they look so nice. And I just wish they stayed like that, but we shall see. So I'm not going to really fiddle in. I mean, I could make this a sharper edge here, but I'm not going to worry too much about a super defined brow. I'll just darken up that tail there. My favorite eyeliner of 2019 is the Elizabeth Arden. This is the Bold Defining Felt Tip Liquid Eyeliner from the Beautiful Color range. It is gorgeous. If you're not so familiar with doing a winged liner, and even if you are familiar with doing a winged liner, I would highly recommend this. But just in terms of cutting out concentration time, this is what I use now, and I will be sticking with this for the foreseeable future. So all you do is drag it down and then glide it along your lid. And voila, how easy is that? It's super sharp because of the felt tip. You don't have to worry too much. I mean, you can make it sharper if you wanted to, but this one's also on its last legs, so that's why this one's not super sharp, although it is sharp. So I'm going to need to repurchase this one, which I need to do before the wedding, because I will be using it for the wedding for sure. I think I'll probably be using all of these products, to be perfectly honest with you. So if I'm so comfortable with them that I'm using them for my wedding, that should be evidence to you that I absolutely love these products. So perhaps I should finish off the eyes before I move on to lips, which I almost did. My favorite mascara for this year was the Colossal Go Extreme, which I've used other Colossals before. I may have one or two lurking around here, but it's just a really good mascara. I love Maybelline's Great Lash Mascara. That one is probably my all-time favorite mascara, but I thought I'd give this one a try, and I can't say anything bad about it really. It does what it needs to do. It fills up my lashes, it lengthens them, it doesn't clump, it looks beautiful, it stays, it doesn't wear off, it doesn't smudge. So what more do you want from a mascara? I'm not sure. Anything that promises to do more than what this mascara does is probably lying, and I don't need that in my life. So I'm gonna stick with something that is really good, and I love Maybelline mascaras. I see no reason why I should spend good money on a more expensive mascara, because this one does exactly what I need it to do. In terms of lips, I've got some nice products. I have got a lip liner, which I think 2019 was the year that I got back into lip liner, and I'm back with a real classic. This is the MAC Soar liner, which is this beautiful pink. Oh, it looks like it needs to be sharpened. Let's take 2 seconds. Okay, I've sharpened up my pencil. It's a beautiful, like a dusty rose color. And impossible to talk while you're doing your lips. So sorry about that. As you can see, I line the whole lip. I don't line parts of the lip. So my lipstick classic of 2019 has been MAC's Cream Cup. I mean, this is not a new launch at all. It is something that has been on the market for ages. It's been so wildly popular for so long, and for good reason. So most of the time I'm really happy with just that combo. I love this lipstick because it's quite a creamy finish. It's very creamy, it's very moisturizing on the lip, so you don't feel like you are getting sticky or anything. You don't feel like you're drying out either, which I like to feel like I'm being nourished. And then if I'm feeling like I want to add a little bit of gloss, I'll take my absolute favorite lip gloss. I don't know if I'll ever go back to using another lip gloss. My absolute favorites are the Lancome L'Absolu lip glosses. They are beautiful. I've actually got a few. This one is a 319. I think they only have numbers and not names. So I'll just add a little bit of this. I'm going to now set my makeup with another 2019 favorite. This is the All Nighter setting spray from Urban Decay. Again, not a new product, but definitely a favorite, and you can bet for my wedding, Irina, if you're watching, you know I will be spraying my face with this to ensure that it sets, and tears and heat don't have an impact on my makeup. So I'm going to leave it like that and leave it to set for a bit. Okay, so I've set my face with my All Nighter setting spray. The final step that I'm going to do, which I don't always do, but it's a nice thing to do, is I'm taking an old Benefit brow product, which I've emptied. There's nothing in there, but I love the spoolie on it. And I'm going to take that, and I'm going to take some Elizabeth Arden 8 Hour cream, which is one of these. I mean, if you haven't tried Elizabeth Arden 8 Hour cream, you're missing out, because it's one of those all-purpose creams. It's fantastic on your lips, on your cuticles, on you know, you can add it to your eyelids if you just want a gloss. You can add it to your cheeks. You can do so much with it. I love it on my cuticles, but I also love it. So I've just put a little bit on the back of my hand, which is a bit dirty now with my other makeup, and I'm going to dab my spoolie in it, and then I'm just going to drag it through my brows, so it acts like a nourishing brow gel. That's really what I've created here in this little trick. So I guess you'll see it here first. I don't know if anyone else does this. I don't know if it's random, but it really works for me. It sets it in nicely. I'm not going to have my brows flapping all over the show. And it's also a nice way of dragging your shadow product through your brows, so it's nice and even, and it always looks good with the brush strokes. So there we have it. These are all of my favorite products for 2019. I hope you found some that you think are particularly interesting if you haven't tried them before. I would love to know if you're going to try any of them, and if so, which one. So do leave me a comment. And also, if you've got to the end of this video, please comment down below with the word lipstick, so that I know that you've got to the stage of the video, because your support means everything to me, and I would love to know if you have enjoyed this video. So I hope you have, and I hope it's been helpful. I think I'm very lucky in the fact that all my favorites actually work on one particular look, because it would be such a shame if they didn't work all together on one look and I'd have to show you individually, this is my favorite product, this is my favorite product, without actually having shown you how they sit on the skin and how they look. So I hope I've given you a good look at what they do look like on the skin and what the finishes are. Hopefully this is helpful. So thank you so much for watching, as always, and it's very exciting to be back with the first video of 2020, and this year is going to kick off at such a rapid pace. I can see it already. We've got friends of ours a wedding on the 2nd of February, then it's our own wedding on the 22nd of February, and they're in completely different provinces, and provinces that we're not living in either. So we've got a lot on the cards. And also I have a very big birthday coming up this month, which I haven't really thought about too much, because I can only handle one massive life change at a time. So I don't know, maybe I'll have a delayed reaction to my birthday, but we shall see. So I hope you've had a great start to the year too. I hope you've hit the ground running, and I'll see you soon. Bye.